Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and today we're looking at men are evil, and the only way to reduce abortion is to brutalize and mutilate them. Pro-abortion Democrat legislator tells pro-lifers castrating men would help end abortion. Ironically, it would also end the human species. An Illinois pro-abortion lawmaker is facing public scrutiny after she reportedly told constituents that castrating men would help end abortions. The DuPage Policy Journal reports several constituents confirmed that State Rep. Diane Pappas, a Democrat from Itasca, made similar remarks about castration during two separate meetings. They met with her about a pro-abortion bill in Illinois. Jackie Hayden, a pro-life Republican from Pappas District, said she and several others recently set up a meeting with her to explain their opposition to State House Bill 1495, the Reproductive Health Act. The pro-abortion legislation would treat abortion as a fundamental right and strip away even minor protections for unborn children and medical professionals who object to abortions. Pro-life voters fear the bill could pass with Democrats in control of both state houses and the governor's office. However, state lawmakers have not moved forward with the bill recently. One possible reason is the massive public opposition. In March, so many Illinois pro-lifers flooded the Capitol in opposition to the bill, the police had to close the building due to overcrowding. Hayden said they met with Pappas to discuss the pro-abortion bill and left shocked by the state representative's statements. In an op-ed for the local news, Hayden said Pappas emphatically stated her support for the bill just 2 minutes into the discussion. Then, she said, the politician suggested that men be castrated to stop the abortion problem. You know, ladies, with the technology the way it is, we wouldn't have an abortion problem if we applied a plan, Pappas said, according to the report. Now, I've been told it's a bit radical, but if we allowed men to be castrated, took the sperm to a bank, collected tax dollars on it for storage, then when it's time to have the man decide he's ready to begin a family, well then, the problem is solved. Hayden says she believes the politician was sincere. She said Pappas also called one of the others in her office, or in her group, a racist. The local news confirmed that another constituent said Pappas made similar remarks about castrating men to them during a separate meeting. It also reportedly contacted Pappas for statement, but did not receive a response. This is very small type, very light color on a white background, people. Attacks on men are not unheard of from the pro-abortion lawmakers. In March, a Georgia pro-abortion politician proposed nonsense legislation to ban vasectomy procedures, classify sex without a condom as aggravated assault, and require men to receive their partner's permission before taking erectile dysfunction medication. Democratic State Representative Darshan Kendrick said she proposed the bill in response to Georgia's heartbeat legislation. Yes, because classifying having sex with your partner in order to get pregnant as assault or making men seek permission to treat a medical problem is the same as ending a human life. In Illinois, there is still a chance that state lawmakers will move forward with the pro-abortion legislation and end the very limited protection Illinois has for unborn babies. If it passes, it would prohibit the state from interfering in any way with abortions. It would erase criminal procedures for performing abortions and allow non-doctors to do them. Yes, invasive medical procedure, let anybody do it. The legislation would also repeal the partial birth abortion ban, abortion clinic regulations, and conscience programs for medical workers. A second bill would also repeal the state parental notification law, which requires underage girls to inform at least one parent before she has an abortion. The Thomas More Society described the bill as the most radical piece of abortion legislation that has ever been introduced in Illinois. Polls show that the public does not support such radical proposals. A recent national poll by Marist University found that 3 in 4 Americans, of course 75%, say abortion should be limited to, at most, the first 3 months of pregnancy. This includes most Republicans, 92%, independents, 78%, and Democrats at 60%. The bills pending in the 101st General Assembly as House Bills 2467 and 2495 and Senate Bills 1594 and 1942. A Thomas More Society detailed analysis can be found here. This honestly is, and I'm going to leave it on the text, this is both an assault on human decency by saying that children, even as they're being born, can be killed if the mother doesn't want them. It's horrible. It's egregious. But it's also an assault on men. This is quite literally saying that if men don't have sex at all, then we wouldn't need abortion. It doesn't say that if all adults would act like adults, we wouldn't have pregnancies we don't want. It also does not say that if children were properly taught that abstinence is a way to ensure you do not get pregnant or get STDs, as opposed to the idiotic notion that abstinence is a religious theory only and should never be taught. If you abstain from drinking, you never get drunk. If you abstain from smoking, you do not have you have a much lower chance of the negative effects of smoking. If you abstain from sexual intercourse, you do not catch sexually transmitted diseases or get pregnant nearly as easily. There are ways, of course, to do these things without having to do the normal things, as of course there are medications that basically get you drunk. You can get lung cancer or emphysema if you live with a smoker, and of course you can be impregnated without ever having sex, and you can get some STDs from a blood transfusion. But your chances of these are infinitesimal if you abstain from the one act known to cause the vast majority of cases. It is simple logic. If one thing virtually always leads to one outcome and you don't want that outcome, don't do that one thing. Yes, there are birth control measures. There are the pills, there are condoms, there are others. There are IUDs, for example. But these have been known to fail. And quite honestly, any product invented by humans is imperfect by the simple fact that it was invented by humans who are imperfect. But we're not allowed to tell children that if you're going to have sex, use a condom. We just hand them out. Although in some schools, they have people demonstrating how to put them on the guy by using a banana or something other equally asinine. But we can't tell them that if you just don't have sex, your chances of getting pregnant are nil unless you decide to be have the baby through in vitro. So there's a disconnect here, and the disconnect is I want to do whatever the hell I want to do, and you're going to pay for anything that needs to be changed or done afterwards to remove all negative consequences. We've seen states already saying that after the child is born, it will be made comfortable until the mother decides she wants it. So, and we have people quite literally reporting the child is left screaming in a room all alone, hungry, cold, and scared out of its gourd while they have a conversation. That's not abortion anymore. That is cold-blooded murder. And that's exactly what this bill aims to do. It does not require that minor children notify their legal guardian of the fact that they're going to have an invasive medical procedure. It removes all protection for women because they can, under these, find somebody who says they're an abortion provider and they only charge $20 and so on. And they happen to be Joe Schmo who's watched a video. But they also know that even with all these things being passed, they cannot actually prosecute a medical doctor for saying, I cannot guarantee your safety if I perform this procedure, therefore I will not do it, because if I don't, I know you will be safe. Because any attempt at that is going to have the doctor suing the pants off the state government, bringing expert medical witnesses, former abortion providers, for example, into court where they will demand to be heard and basically saying, Your Honor, I am a medical professional. They are a politician. They're telling me they know more about my job than I do. I can tell you medically that this procedure is unsafe. The young woman who is pregnant is in no danger at the moment, all the way through the end of a pregnancy, with proper care. So I will not end this pregnancy and jeopardize her life. And if he gets ruled against, appeal, 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 all the way to SCOTUS. And Illinois knows this. That's why there's that bit about you don't have to be a doctor. And it's infuriating. We have people in Hollywood who demand the entire state of Georgia bend to their will. Then we have people who live in Illinois actually lobbying their politicians to be heard by them. And this is the only story I've seen on this, but I wonder how Miss Fancy Pants Alyssa Milano would react if she heard that the people of Illinois, by and large, do not want this bill. Would she demand that they all change their opinion, or she will boycott the state of Illinois? I'd bet on that before betting that she'd support them. But I've talked about this long enough. Let me know what you think, as always. Remember, though, to keep the comments civil. We do not learn from an argument. We learn from debate. As always, make sure to like, comment, and share the video, as well as to subscribe and activate notifications. Until that next time, everyone have a wonderful day.